Yes, we'll see applied anatomy of the ulnar nerve. The ulnar nerve is often called the musician nerve because it controls fine movements of the fingers through its excessive motor distribution to the short muscles of the hand. So the small muscles are supplied by this ulnar nerve. So we have seen maximum muscles in the hand are supplied by the ulnar nerve, isn't it? Avuna kada? Third and fourth lumbricals, hypothenar muscles, and 8 interossei muscles, and one thenar muscle, and also deep head of flexor pollicis brevis. So totally it is supplying more than 12 muscles are supplying by this. Maximum muscles are supplied by this deep branch of ulnar nerve. So it controls fine movements of the fingers because of its extensive motor distribution to the short muscles of the hand. So it is called as also called as musician's nerve. So the ulnar nerve is most commonly injured at two sides. One is the medial epicondyle of the humerus, that is at the cubital tunnel, and another one is at the wrist region. At the wrist, another lesion, that is the Guyon's canal. Normally the ulnar tunnel and the Guyon's canal, normally the ulnar nerve is getting injured because at these two areas only the ulnar nerve is superficial and which are prone to get injured. Okay, so because of this injury at the wrist level, so the person exhibit a condition called ulnar claw hand. What do you call ulnar claw hand? So it is distributing medial 1.5 fingers. So you can see most damage or most clinical features of that syndrome in those lateral 1.5 fingers. Sometimes the middle finger also involved. Okay, now so the ulnar claw hand is characterized by hyperextension at metacarpophalangeal joint. So this is the metacarpal and this is the phalange. So here you can see the hyperextension of metacarpophalangeal joints involving the little finger as well as the ring finger. So the little finger and the ring finger shows hyperextension at the metacarpophalangeal joints and flexion at the interphalangeal joints. Okay, and the little finger is held in abduction. The little finger is held in abduction by extensor muscles. The intermetacarpal spaces are hollowed out. You can see this hollowing nature. So the hollowing of the intermetacarpal spaces hollowed out due to the wasting of interosseous muscles. What are the interosseous muscles? Palmar interossea and dorsal interossea. Okay, the claw hand deformity is more obvious in the wrist lesions than the elbow. So wrist lesions, wrist దగ్గర damage అయితే we can see more claw hand deformity than at the elbow lesions because in wrist lesions the profundus muscle is spared. So this causes marked flexion of the terminal phalanges. If it is at the elbow level, so the terminal phalanges flexion is not possible. Okay, and also there is a sensory loss is confined to the medial 1/3 of the palm. So medial 1/3 of the palm as well as medial 1.5 fingers. there is a sensory loss. So the patient is unable to spread out of the fingers due to the paralysis of dorsal interosseous. Okay, due to the paralysis of the dorsal interosseous. Okay, the power of adduction of thumb. So it is also supplying the adductor pollicis, isn't it? The power of adduction of thumb and flexion of the ring and little fingers are lost. Okay. So if such kind of features is also associated with median nerve lesion, then total claw hand can be seen. So this is called partial claw hand, or we can call it as ulnar claw hand deformity. Okay, this is the applied anatomy of ulnar nerve.